Hello everybody, I am Candy. I haven't recorded a video in ages. I used to do all sorts of things on my YouTube channel, and right now I'm filming on my phone versus camera. So it's gonna be something different to get used to. So what am I doing now? Well, I am getting ready to inventory my freezer and, I should say freezers and pantry spaces to kind of inventory what I have going into the new year before I start doing a bunch of cooking. So what do I have? I have a notebook and I have a pen. And I'm literally gonna go through all my stuff. What do I have? How many of what do I have? And you know, what's good, bad. Make sure the stuff that needs to be used first is in front of the stuff that needs to be used, and I'll show you what I'm doing. And then when I get done, I will give you a little tour. So let's go. In our garage, we have two freezers. We have an upright and we have a chest. The upright is where I'm going to start. So it is pretty full of stuff. So all I'm gonna do is pull each thing out, write down on my little nifty notebook what I have, how many of what I have, and then move on to the chest freezer. So let's go. Okay, chest freezer, what's in, or upright, what's inside? So this is primarily my fruits and veggie freezer. Up top, it started out fruit. There's peaches, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and then some bell peppers, sweet peas, sweet potatoes, then sweet potatoes. This is a bunch of bell peppers here stacked 2 deep. Yellow squash, more peas, bell peppers. Behind this is more bell peppers and zucchini. And then in these bags is pre-shredded yellow squash and zucchini stuff I like to add to soups and stuff. In here is bread, so I like to get clearance bread. It freezes great and yummy. Girl Scout cookies, tortillas, you know, necessities. Down here is more veggies, chopped, some spinach, pre-made meals, banana bread. Down here is bacon by a 5-pound pack, bread. On the door, soup, Girl Scout cookies, bananas, breakfast sausage, pumpkin, lunch meat, whole lot of butter, more bread, corn, and more bread. Then we have a chest freezer. In here is all of our meats. So primarily chicken, a bunch of stuff we get at a local butcher shop, a turkey. Let me inventory this and I'll tell you what's in here. Okay, how I have it organized is on this end is chicken. So back here are thighs, drumsticks, soup meat, soup bones, like quarters, that kind of stuff. And this corner is all pre-cut up breasts ready to go. And I've got a turkey. Under the turkey is all my ground beef. Behind the sausage, which is a pork sausage, is pork chops, country style ribs, some steaks. I have some extra soup. Under here is a whole chicken and some roasts, and then more easy to grab breast meat. That is in here. And then I grabbed out some meat that just needs to come out. It'll get cooked and it'll get used first. Okay, and then of course we have a house freezer. So up top is pre-made soups and just frozen things and yeast. Of course, ice cream, pumpkins, more soup, veggies I'm working, some bread. In here I cooked meat. So I have turkey, ham, and chicken. It's just kind of ready to go, easy meals. Down below I keep veggie scraps, more soup bones, chicken nuggets. I don't know, I have 2 open ice creams. And peas that are like the ice pack peas. They stay down there. And then on the door, ice packs, apple juice, some odds and ends like lemon juice, pesto, and then a pack of lunch cheese. So this in our kitchen is always like the working freezer, pre-made meals. And then our fridge is always a working fridge. I don't ever inventory in there. And then we have our pantry. Our pantry is a narrow 3x3 hole that is not my favorite. So at the top, we have kind of like, I want to say your holiday processed stuff that, you know, is just good. So that starts up top. Next stop down is like baking items and recipe items. So I have all my seasonings, brown sugar, chocolate chips, extra mayonnaise, extra peanut butter, that kind of stuff. Next one down is where it keeps all my canned goods. So I have some canned beans, corn, green chilies is really the only way I found it that way, tomato paste, Alfredo sauce, some easy on-hand things, and then my baking things I reach for every day. So baking powder, baking soda, clear gel, and then I have a bag of Crusties there because you know what, when power goes out, just adding water to pancake mix is a very, very easy meal. The next one down, I have kind of like snacks and some more stuff that just didn't fit anywhere. So some sugar, there is raisins, coconut oil, granola bars, chocolate, not chocolate chips, graham crackers, my pasta, and then here in the very front are our snacks the kids can eat kind of when they're ready. Down here I keep extra things like rice, flour, and sugar in 5-gallon buckets. And then on the door to maximize storage is all the little bits and bobs you keep in the pantry. The last place in the house I have food stashed is my laundry room, which is a very awkward sized room and stuff's always going on in it. So I have my not proper stack of jars, but it's what I got right now until I could get a few things moved around. So they're not gonna stay like that. This is mainly applesauce. There's some pumpkin, turkey broth. Down here I have lots of tomatoes, green beans. Down here, salsas, more tomato products, lots of fruits, jellies, fruit sauces. This is kind of where I keep a lot of pickled things, some more broth because we always have tons of broth. Green beans broth, beans, and some soup base up here. So all the way up here. Up here I keep, I guess I should turn you, extra canning and roasting things. This is where I keep extra beans and rice. I have another Dutch oven up here, more kitchen tools. We don't have a big kitchen, but then underneath I have more here and then a whole bunch of squash at the bottom. So the squash is something that's going to be happening with them soon. They're just not preserving this year like they should. So I just have stuff all over. So this has taken me all day to go through, organize, categorize, and it's not even good notes. It's a big old jumble mess here in my notebook that I am going to take into, probably going to just do a spreadsheet so it's very legible in a checklist style format. So as I use something, I can just kind of check it off. And I'll show you guys how I do things like that later. But I figured I would answer a few questions. Why do we have so much food? What are we gonna do with all this food? So why do we keep so much food? One reason is I grew up stockpiling food. It's just something that was very, very normal, and I guess it was just how my mom taught me to do it. It's what she was taught to do. So it's normal for me. Second thing is we live somewhere with natural disasters. We are in the Gulf of Mexico area, so we get tons of hurricanes. We will get tornadoes. We will get all sorts of things. So I like to have things that are either easy to make, easy to dump, just kind of easy prep foods. But lots of the things I have are easy meal options. Another reason why we do it is because it's a type of food insurance. If something were to happen where, like, what if we couldn't get paid? I have food to feed my family. What if, like grocery stores freaked out again? I would have food on hand for at least a little bit. And I have food I can share. But that is kind of why we keep food on the house. It's just what we normally do. Things like dairy, though, are things that I regularly buy at the grocery store. Everything I kind of have, like I have a my meats, I have my vegetables, I have broth and easy things to make foods. One day I would like to get away from more store-bought food, but sometimes, you know what, in this season of life with 2 little kids and our schedules, sometimes having quick, easy noodles and things like that are just convenient. So I keep a lot of that, but I also don't have a ton of it. So that is why. Welcome back. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm going to be bringing you guys along on some things I do, and I have no idea still where to look on this. I don't know if I look at my face, do I look at the, I think I have to look over here, which is so awkward the whole time. But thank you guys for joining me. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, here we are a few days later, and I have completed my freezer inventory. I decided to do them kind of as a bar graph, so then I can check off each one as I go, and then kind of, it's just an easier visual representation of what I actually have. So I have it kind of organized by like the freezer, breads, fruit, veggies, and I made sure like if I have zucchini in a 1 gallon bag versus a quart bag to differentiate. I did this for freezers, for meat, for my pantries. Everything is broken down. It's so much harder to do. And so I can see like what I listed here, my opened spices as well. So then I can either make notes if I get anything, but then because there's so much extra room, I can always add things as I need to. And that's why I left these little squares, because I cannot draw a straight line to save my life. I did the same thing with all of my canned items as well. So everything's kind of grouped by category. So I have like broth, meat, veggies, more beans, some pickled items, and then it goes into more pickles, fruit things, a whole ton of apples, and then a whole ton of tomatoes, and that's what I got. And so I'm sticking a command hook on my fridge, and I have it on a clipboard. Clipboard has this nifty little hole, so I'm going to hook that up. I have a pen sitting nearby, and I can just check things off as it goes. You can already see I pulled out butter and stuff, so it's just an easy visual thing. I did make note of when I made this, so then I can always go back and update it, or I know like in a few months, maybe I'll do this again. So there we go. So here it is on the side of my fridge, right where I use a ton of things. You can see some of my canned goods and whatnot here. Next to my notepads, everything that I use and see on a daily basis. And that's one thing I really wanted to make sure of, is that it is in visible sight, so I don't forget to use it, because then I just won't be caught up on what I have. So this is my best thought, and I hope it helps somebody out there.